Something Nolan hasn't felt since his father died on Viltrum.
What?
As much as he doesn't want to admit it,
he's changed.
Conquest starts to have this feeling as well.
Conquest.
The
Kindness.
Difference being Conquest hides it so much better in compared to Nolan.
Yeah.
Because in his eyes, Nolan was an open book to read.
What if Nolan and Conquest just started making out aggressively? Kiss me, Nolan. What if Conquest stayed on Earth? Fellas, I've heard a lot of discourse surrounding like the whole Conquest Carl thing and about how Earth would change Conquest. I'm not gonna hold you. Y'all are dead wrong. I cannot see in any observable universe Conquest changing. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Well, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like an 80% chance he just doesn't. 85, but a 15% chance that he does. Because you gotta admit, the data he's here right now is fucking insane. That man Conquest runs into one sneaky link or one situationship, it's over. Like, we gotta admit, Cuddy, we are so, like, the Invincible Universe is so lucky Nolan ran into Debbie, who's like the best mother character in the show, right? Like, we can all agree. But what if you ran into Huda? Cuddy, what if you ran to like one of these like ASU nursing students gang? Oh hell nah, bruh. Cuddy, that man. Hey, that man Nolan, bruh. Lucky as hell he didn't run into what's that one chick from the drama, Cuddy? Mitsua, the coworker that Charlie cheated on Zendaya with. Cuddy, oh my lordy, bruh. But like, I don't know, Cuddy. I'm not gonna know. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. But like, what was I gonna say? I don't know if Conquest could change, but we're gonna see a comic, I'm assuming. What if Conquest stayed on Earth with Omni-Man? Oh, with Omni-Man? We're gonna see what happens. I personally think he won't change, but you know, it's fun to enjoy. You know, I'm loving the little AUs. Wait, is the audio working? Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. That's funny as fuck. What if Nolan ran into like the most toxic person imaginable, bro? The Earth is just doomed.
This in our pants yet?
Huh? Oh. So, no, I was gonna ask a dumb question. I was gonna say, how do Viltrumites get the physique if they're naturally strong and they don't work out? I'm assuming it's just genetics, right? But now that like leaves the bigger question: what if like a Viltrumite was on some Sam Sulek type of timing, or like trained like LeBron or something? You know, trained like an actual professional Viltrumite athlete. Would they become like the rag?
I am so lonely.
Till it's bright out.
No one talks to me. No one wants to be my friend. They think I am unstable.
Oh, fuck no. Cuddy, y'all remember what I said? Fuck that. 100% chance he's not doing it, Cuddy. Especially with the newest Battle Beast issue that came out, Cuddy. Hold on, bruh. Look at this shit. I want to peep that Battle Beast Conquest, though. Cut a Battle Beast. Oh, my lord. I cannot spell. Oh, my god. Where is it, Cuddy? Where is it? Where is it, actually? Where the fuck is it? Where is it? Conquest Battle Beast issue 8 in a field eating. Where? But you know what? Y'all can find the panel. I don't care. I don't care that much. Y'all find the panel. But bro, like no, there's no changing that man Conquest, bro.
I am a victim of my own success.
Jesus.
Sacrifice your life.
This man got a whole ass edit. Y'all talking about changing this man? Bro, y'all, who do you think this motherfucker... I'm not gonna lie, if this man Conquest went into like Barbara Howard from like Abbott Elementary, I could kind of see it. I'm not gonna hold you. But like the chances are so slim, bro. What if Conquest just ran into like a massive racist? Ah, Hell
the
no.
most disturbed and tragically neglected Viltrumites in the entire Invincible series, has rapidly become a fan favorite,
Carl.
right next to the other Viltrumites. I'm not saying Kirkman neglected our boy, but the Viltrumite Empire itself has shown that they only see our boy Conquest
As a goal.
as a brutal war machine to
I mean, to be honest though, look at him.
claim planets in their name. With the mental health of an average patient at Arkham Asylum with the destructive power of Doomsday, Conquest has outshadowed most of the Viltrumite characters in the Invincible show.
I feel like that's due to like the lack of the other ones getting screen time. I feel like Anissa, she's not gonna become a fan. Well, they might change her up to not include that scene that she did with Mark. I could kind of see it, but maybe Anissa will be like Mark's Black Cat to Adam Eve's Mary Jane. You know what I mean? So I could possibly seeing Anissa, depending if they change again a lot. Lucan, I can see becoming a fan favorite. Same with General Krieg.
For having a psychopathic charm to his character, drawing out the morbidly curious brain into investing into this character on his short time on the show. Gotta say, Jeffrey Dean Morgan carried
Phenomenal
his
fucking
Conquest,
role.
even though he only had like 3 episodes or 4 in total. Being dubbed the space incel by the fans,
The space itself.
Conquest has been recognized as the second strongest pure-blooded Viltrumite, right behind Thrag on the power scaling list.
Really? I ain't gonna lie. From what I've heard from the Invincible universe, power scaling is so not minute, so up in the air, right? Conquest being second. I always thought it went like this. Like Thrag was clear cut number 1. 2 was like Nolan, right? And that's like a strong gap between Thrag and everyone else. But 2 would be like Nolan or maybe Thaddeus, right? Put them 2 in there, right? 4th would be probably Anissa or Conquest, then Conquest. But Conquest second, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. You kind of lost me there, big bruh. You kind of lost me there. But you know what? I don't care that much.
Now, I say pure-blooded Viltrumite because according to the show and the books, Thrag is a genetically engineered Viltrumite,
Oh, really? That motherfucker Captain America?
specifically
Oh,
to be
designed
the
for war.
perfect version of the race. I won't go too deep into the science of
No, that sounds interesting as fuck. How did they, genetically, make him to become, the best? And why not do it for, other ones? You know? Why is there only one Thrag?
Thrag nor the Viltrumites, but if you do want to see that, go check out Roanoke's gaming video that ya boy edited, by the way. But let's direct our focus on our boy Conquest, the Viltrum Empire's brutal enforcer in the galaxy. A psychopath that got so bored with conquering planets because he was too busted. He elected to play with their quote-unquote strongest champion for the love of the game. But here's a statement I need you to have at the back of your mind throughout this entire video.
Okay, what, he's lonely?
Psychopaths aren't born.
Okay, I'm trying to think. I mean, okay. Is Conquest, able to change? I do believe so. It's just the issue I see is that Conquest inherently wouldn't get that far into it without, society being disturbed. Because with Nolan at least had, a conscience, right? Of course, he had a mission, and he was a dickhead, don't get me wrong. Early Nolan seemed like an asshole, but, it was human. Right, Nolan could be a dickhead, and that could be checked off as a regular daily occurrence of him being an a-hole, right? But with Conquest, though, the minute, for example, with Nolan, the minute someone pisses off Nolan has the restraint, because, he has to keep his cover, of not murking the guy right then and there. Let's say some motherfucker does Conquest dirty, cuts him off in traffic, says something mean about him, makes fun of him. Conquest murking that fucker right where he stands, bro. Now leading to him not getting the help he needs into therapy. Now, is Conquest inevitable of change? I believe so, but you have to heavily restrain him. And that's going to be incredibly difficult to do in the, the Invincible universe. Because I see where he's going to go with this. He would, Conquest is born out of circumstance, not, from innate nature. We don't know his innate nature, but due to Viltrum being a shithole in terms of mental health and stuff, right? and like they like masters of the humanization. Like, you know, I get why Conquest became that way. You know,
they're made.
Aura.
Sorry, louder for the edgelords at the back.
Psychopaths aren't born, they're made.
So, my dear cult members, I ask you, if Nolan, General Krieg, and the Grapist Anissa can be redeemed, could the Destroyer of Worlds, Conquest, be redeemed in the same light?
I mean, the issue isn't with being redeemed, though. It's not about the action. It's about, like, the actual, like, mind and psyche of these characters. Like, General Krieg, Nolan, and even to Anissa to a certain degree, right, had restraints. They, like, if some, like, there was, like, numerous panels of Anissa, like getting, like, catcalled, right? But she had this restraint of not to murk those fuckers. Conquest would not have that same level of restraint because of how, like, fucked up he is. So he could never reach that point to, like, where he would actually get some therapy. You know what I mean? And, like, the odds had to be so perfect for him to run into the most perfect person for him, right? Like, 1 in a million. It happened with Nolan, right? No, because it happened with Krieg as well, and it happened with Lucan. But those guys are all just actually, like, they know restraints. Conquest doesn't.
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, we must ponder the question.
Bruh. Fucking AI. The air co-pilot for global trade. I mean, it's so dead ass. What is? Why can't I just do that to Google? Why can't I just type that shit? Whatever. This shit hard.
Before we get into today's cult meeting, we need to break down Conquest's character first.
Okie dokie.
But if you want to skip to the pilot episode, the timestamp should be on screen.
Oh shit, it's like an actual store? Okay, bet. I got you.
Now,
Jesus.
Conquest is labeled as one of the oldest Viltrumites. Not exactly specified how old, but I'd say he was about the same age as Argol, the original emperor of the Viltrumites.
I mean, look at his ass, Cuddy. Look, motherfucker look like a grandpa.
And Optimus Prime of Savage... Oh, sorry, my bad, that was the wrong script.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
I mean Thaddeus, the Betrayer. A lot like Asgardians and Saiyans in a way, the older they get,
the stronger
they are. This is why Conquest is labeled as the second strongest Viltrumite of the entire race.
Is he? I don't know, bruh. When has he ever been labeled as the second strongest? Am I tripping? Wait, am I tripping? Hold on. I thought the second was like Thaddeus. Really? Huh. What? Then how did Mark kill him? What? You know what? Whatever.
By that logic, Thrag has to either be really fucking old to be stronger than this beast, or he's probably juiced up on today's sponsor, Gamers. Conquest has stated that for the longest time that he can remember, he has been the Viltrumite's herald of destruction in the galaxy, wiping out entire races off of the face of the universe. For as long as they live, I'd say Conquest has been doing this since the fall of Argol. Because, spoilers ahead for non-comic book readers, it's been revealed that Argol's reign was more on democracy and wisdom
over his true strength like Thrag,
rather than violence and bloodshed.
Yeah, I knew that.
After being murked by Thaddeus, allegedly, Thrag seized the opportunity to claim the throne of Viltrum for himself, leading Conquest into becoming his lapdog. He was the main source of the spread of the Viltrum Empire throughout the galaxy. Now that we know that Viltrumites were relatively chill before Freddie Mercury, the death cult leader, started screaming on the throne.
Define relatively chill, Gary. Weren't they still like enslaved races with Argol? Like, I don't know, they had a sick, twisted version of wisdom.
On how they're the most powerful nation in the world, and they should take what is rightfully theirs.
Yeah, space Nazis.
We can assume that
Space Israel.
Conquest fought the hardest to survive the Great Purge of Viltrum. Or, as I like to call it, as a very cultured man myself, the culling of the weak. Now, since we know the Viltrumites think and act like any normal...
God, Lucan's strong as shit, Cuddy. Why'd I make him such a fat ass? Hey, Cuddy, that man was built like David Robinson. Now he built like Zebo, Cuddy. He built like Jokic.
person, but with the power of
Built like Mavericks Luka.
Superman from Timu, we can assume that Conquest was relatively sane while he was serving as their solo conqueror. Again,
I guess.
and knowing how old these dudes can get, thousands of years of non-stop war and bloodshed can do a number on anyone's mental health if they're not careful. Hey, if I learned anything for being Roanoke's editor, is that we are social creatures. We need to socialize, even if it's just a little bit. Doesn't matter if you're an introvert, an extrovert, an ambivert, or a herbivert. You need to
Fuck's a herbivore.
socialize for a good amount of time a day. Knowing how similar Viltrumites are to the
God, he's so jacked.
human race in terms of build, we can assume the same thing for them.
Yeah.
Again, in one of the most famous improvised lines in the show.
I am so lonely.
Conquest was so good at his job that it scared the other Viltrumites. It got to the point where they straight up avoided Unk just because he wanted to tell them about his day out on the field.
What the fuck is this?
Let me tell you,
God, hunchback.
it doesn't matter how strong you are mentally or physically. It doesn't matter how you view people or how you want your social life to be. Knowing that people avoid you
Because
on
they're scared of
purpose
you,
because
yeah.
you've gotten so good at what you do can break anyone. In a comic panel, we even get to
See's room,
see
yeah.
where Conquest has been
God, this shit is so ass. Like the average freshman dorm, Cuddy.
living for majority of his life. It's straight up just a concrete cube on the moon of Viltrum. If that ain't the definition of depressing, I genuinely don't know what to tell you.
I'm curious, so what does everyone's other rooms look like? Because what do Viltrumites do all day? What's their culture as opposed to just, I am strong, we must weed out weak? Like, do they watch TV? Do they have, like, social media? Do they play any games? Do they read any, like, arts? Like, what the fuck do Viltrumites do all day? Genuinely, what do they do other than, like, fight and train and be in a military? Because the military guys that could be, like, doing, like, military stuff 24/7, you know? So what does a Viltrumite do?
Funny enough, this is the Viltrumite culture. They aren't allowed to feel for other Viltrumites. They can't feel any compassion towards their own kind because this is seen as weakness. Toxic masculinity embodied. Now you
I guess.
think
Okay. Yo, that gave me Murder Jones flashback, dog.
Conquest, one
If
of
you
the
know, you know.
oldest Viltrumites, would be used to this by now, right? Fuck no.
No.
This dude literally yearns to feel. He wants someone to talk to, no matter how twisted their stories get. He wanted to feel some kind of joy, somehow, to the point where he literally plays with his prey, conversing with them mid-fight. Conquest is, in my opinion, the sole survivor of the old ways of Viltrum.
No, well, no. Wait, because aren't there were like, what? No, because there were like other Viltrumites that were like born at that age. Because Viltrumites live for like thousands of years. Wait, what?
And is the result of what happens to someone who's experienced both eras of Viltrum. Like,
I guess, but no, because there are other Viltrumites that experience the same thing.
these quote-unquote invincible fans called me out and like, oh, well, Conquest was a brutal war machine that loved bloodshed. He did it for the love of the game. He's a psychopath that way. Have you not been listening to the video thus far, you illiterate, short attention span piece of shit? Now that we
Talking about me? Fuck you. Twink? No, but at the same time, though, it's not the fact that Conquest is a bloodshed and murderer. Yes, like, yes. In general sense, yes. It is just the fact, though, Conquest could never get to the degree where he will, like, share that. Because the only reason he disclosed that to Mark was because Mark, he fucking thought Mark was gonna die. So, you know what? Fuck it. He's gonna die anyways. I might as well, dude. I don't give a fuck. You know? So, if I just can't see him getting to the point where he'll actually get the help that's actually needed. You know, without murking anybody that gets in his way, or like just murks them, and before he becomes like a threat to humanity, especially with Cecil on his fucking like ass.
Know why Conquest is the way that he is, we can now go back to the initial question and why you're here in the first place.
That's a huge reach, though. You literate piece of shit. No, that's a massive reach, though. I'm not even gonna lie, champ. I'm not even gonna lie, gang. I don't want to say champ. Champ seems so condescending. I just said it nowhere. My fault. But like, you know what I mean? Like that. Okay, that seems like a massive reach. Conquest being the only, like, I guess, in a culmination of both worlds. Because there were other Viltrumites as well. No, like Conquest is not the sole survivor between like the old world and the new world, especially with considering Viltrumites lived for thousands of years and barely fucking age. You know what I mean? Like Nolan, for example. I don't know. Maybe the age plays into a factor, but it doesn't, like, not the era, but it's just the age. Maybe Conquest is just too fucking old.
Sorry for my yapping. I've been a fan of the show since season 1, and I have yet to get out of this rabbit hole. But hey, if you listened to the entire portion of this video and didn't skip ahead, leave a comment saying something like, "Oh, Conquest did what?
I don't want to.
He did what to younglings? I can't believe Conquest did that." The fuck with the people who skipped this part, but literally type anything to throw them off like they missed something important. No timestamp or anything, just make them feel left out.
Got you. I won't.
Anyways, now that we know—
Okay, but I'm curious. I want to see the what if episode.
How Conquest got to where he is before he checked out.
Yeah, a lot of war. Got it, cool. Oh, wait, no. A lot of war and him not being a social creature and the Viltrumites dehumanizing him, yada, yada, yada.
We need to go back and think.
I'm thinking.
What would happen if Conquest went with Nolan to Earth during their repopulation mission?
I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like Conquest would have murdered Debbie because Nolan was getting too soft and too weak, while Conquest would have, like, just a bunch of cases on his ass. I'm not even joking. It's not even a joke. Like, in this scenario, I can see, like, the events playing out the same. Not the same. Or playing out with Conquest being, like, the devil on Nolan's shoulder to continuously move in the Viltrum Empire. Unless this man, Conquest, ran into, like, the best, just sweetest old person ever, right? Oh, God, dude. Imagine the fucking Conquest landed in Miami. Oh, shit.
The original plan was to send one Viltrumite to look for compatible hosts for breeding and replenishing their numbers. Now, by no means are there enough Viltrumites to go around spreading them across the galaxies in pairs, but I'd like to think that the Viltrumite scientists would have found Earth and theorized that us humans could be a compatible match in terms of DNA structure.
I'm curious though, so what are the other races? Because we only see like 3 races, right, that are compatible with Viltrumite DNA. Obviously humans, the fucking Thraxians, not Flaxians, oh my jeez, but the Thraxians, so like 2 races, right? Is there any more? Because there's no fucking way Nolan was the only one to find like 2 races that are compatible with human stuff. Like human, or like Viltrumite DNA. What the fuck are the other Viltrumites doing? Are they fucking, like, rock people? Oh, Jesus, dude. There's, like, oh, my God. Dude. There's probably, like, some inbred, like, fucking Viltrumite rock hybrid.
So,
Fine, no, probably fucking Conquest.
to ensure the entire mission goes smoothly and according plan, they send 2 of their best Viltrumites to the planet this time. Even if it means the Empire has to hold on conquering other planets. And let's be real, 50 Viltrumites spreading out into the galaxy, not knowing if there's anything stronger than them out there, not a great idea.
Right.
Nolan is by no means the weak link in this duo. He has explored multiple other planets in search of possible things that could threaten the Viltrum Empire and lived to write about them during his stay
I'm
on
not gonna lie, I feel like I would love Nolan's books.
Earth.
The man with the invincible Cuddy. That man Nolan was fucking cooking, Cuddy. Savage Planet, Savage Beast. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like, dude, you imagine like just a book talk gooner community surrounding Nolan's books. They find the main protagonist in the story is just hot as fuck. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, where did Nolan get he has time on his hands, so really no stopping him from going to college or school, right? But that man Nolan was frying, Cuddy.
Not only is he strong physically, but he is extremely tactically smart in terms of combat and survivability.
Right.
The perfect duo. The brain of a master tactician.
Yeah.
And the strength to enforce them. Now, this is where I pause the video real quick to tell you that if this video does well and it gets over, say, 10,000 likes, I'll turn this into a multi-part series that will span over, say, a year.
Oh, that's what this motherfucker made these as well?
While we wait for the next
Did he make Masako?
season of Invincible. Now,
So I remember watching these.
this is
I'm
reality
curious.
1 of 2, so if you like that idea and you want to see more of this universe, be sure to subscribe to keep up to date on what I have for it. And if you want to support the channel even more and push priority of this project faster, go check out our coffee.
Check out
which
my
I have
man's
to update
coffee,
soon.
Cuddy.
I've been
He's doing a literate thought. Check out his Kofi, Cuddy.
slacking, bro.
Oh.
Anyways, back to our regularly
Slacking, bro.
scheduled program. Join the cult.
What?
Let's
No.
start everything off with a pilot.
Okay. Ah!
Conquest would need a normal name to blend in with the humans
Get him. Just give him Coral.
and not give away their true mission. So,
Coral.
Nolan, being the ever so creative Viltrumite that he is, comes up with a name, Connor.
Fuck! No, Cuddy! It's Carl!
Because Conquest doesn't exactly scream, "We're here to save the planet, and definitely not use your women as concubines." With this
Right.
new name, Conquest, now going by Connor, are approached by Cecil as they fight the beach monster from season 2. Well, at least I think it was season 2. I don't know. The episodes get fewer and fewer every season. At this point, it's harder to keep track on what season is which. So, convincing Cecil that they are here to help save the planet, they get recruited into the Supers program.
I don't think they'll be able to convince Cecil, though, dog. Even Omni-Man couldn't convince his ass. Conquest would fuck up, dog. Conquest finna say some, like, out of bounds type shit. It's just Cecil can't do nothing but, like, get bitched.
The government. Though, seeing what Conquest can do, over time, Cecil elects to have Conquest be deployed on more heavy-duty missions, the ones he believes are much bigger than normal threats. I believe Conquest would be a reserve member of the Guardians of the Globe, but not an official member like Nolan. This would give him more free time to socialize and blend in with the rest of the people. How exactly would this go down?
I mean, it just depends where he's going, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'd like to think at
What the fuck? This art's phenomenal, though.
first, Conquest would be a real dick about being the bigger person than most of the people he comes across. Being a massive pain in the ass,
Yeah.
pushing past people who can't fight back and nearly blowing their cover multiple times. This catches the attention of Nolan, who is irritated by Conquest's brash attitude and blatant disregard for the term blending in. So, he pulls him aside and reminds Conquest that their job is to lay low, examine the planet for a couple of decades, and see if they are indeed a close genetic match.
I mean, fucking look at him. I'm not gonna lie, though. I never got why it took, like, a fucking decade for them to make sure humans are, like, a great match, right? You know, they look the exact same. Y'all look the exact same. So wait, does this imply there was, like, another race that looks exactly like humans, but there was the one major flaw? Like, in, like, this humanity that they found before us, the humans, after they turn, like, I don't know, after 12 years, 20 years, they just blow up. Is there, like, an instance that they just disintegrate? Their sperm is acidic to Viltrumite skin. Like, what do you mean?
If Conquest doesn't start acting the part and being more Connor, then not only do they jeopardize the mission, but they risk the entire species for going extinct because interbreeding with a different species is forbidden.
Ooh.
Conquest reluctantly agrees for the sake of the Viltrum Empire.
I don't even think Conquest would fucking agree. He kind of just does his own thing. Especially with the new comment that came out. That motherfucker just does what he wants. Like, I feel like it's a massive reach as well to assume that Nolan will be able to control Conquest. You know, because Nolan's not really not exactly a peacekeeper as well, dude. Unless that bitch is Thrag, I cannot see anyone keeping Conquest under a leash. Not even under a leash, but under control. It's not like Nolan is stronger than Conquest. Like, because I get it. He's trying to do, like, I guess, like, this is like the whole Vegeta and Nappa shit. But Vegeta cleared Nappa in terms of raw strength, so we could keep him in check. Nolan doesn't have shit, dude. Other than, like, him being smarter and, like, Conquest being, I guess, just lonely.
So, the longer they stay on the planet, the more they interact and mingle with the locals.
Telling you, that man Conquest finna run in the... I don't know, bruh. Bonnie Blue. That man Conquest finna run into Bonnie Blue, Cuddy.
Conquest does a better job at this compared to Nolan, because seeing the difference in personality these two have in the show, I think Conquest would turn up the Connor gimmick by about 110%.
Huh?
Going to superhero gatherings, celebrating Veterans Day, hell, even going to bars and having fun with the other heroes outside of their jobs. Conquest would be doing this stuff out of spite, originally, of course.
I can see
Seeing
that.
how energetic this old man really is and how he can mingle with a species that looks like his own but isn't exactly his,
Oh, he would get laid for sure.
this annoys Nolan. It annoys him a lot. With this out of the way, we can assume that Conquest becomes the favorite among the Guardians of the Globe compared to Nolan. Eventually, Nolan finally warms up to everyone.
I don't know. I feel like Conquest would also just, like... He would be the life of the party, but there would be one instance where he would just say some shit so out of fucking pocket and just scare those guys off, right? Or just kill the mood.
Deciding to open up just a little more to the idea of socializing, and starts to join the rest of the Guardians along with Connor. And in one of these social gatherings, he meets Debbie.
What? What? Wait, what?
The mother of his yet-to-be-born son.
Well, okay, well, you said social gatherings doesn't mean like Guardians of the Globe type of shit or GDA shit. So I guess I could see that. I guess. But didn't they meet like Nolan met Debbie by chance, not by social gatherings? Whatever, I don't care that much.
Mark Grayson. Or as we know him,
Woo! Cool.
Fasting forward just a little bit.
What would like Conquest's kid name be? Travel. Dominic for dominance.
Where Mark
Cuddy,
is
I'm cooking.
born,
Shut your ass up.
Debbie's
Conquest.
parents would be here by her side as soon as she gives birth. And Conquest, being the only other Viltrumite on the planet, comes in with balloons and a congratulations sign for the newborn.
Really?
With a smile that could light up the room, Conquest would look at Nolan, knowing finally that the humans are indeed a compatible species to breed with. After
Huh. Imagine Debbie just blew up.
everyone has gone home and Debbie and the baby Mark sleep, Conquest and Nolan converse on how they should report back to the Viltrum Empire and how they've successfully found a compatible match to their DNA. And they should prepare for an invasion immediately. Conquest brings this idea up, but Nolan is hesitant at first. What if they aren't? What if this was a one-off thing and the Viltrumite cells are too much for the human DNA and the infant eventually dies? There were too many variables to consider. Conquest mocks him for being hesitant, which Nolan snaps back immediately
Ooh.
with, he's not hesitant. He's just being careful. With the numbers they are currently facing, they can't risk this not working in their favor. So, they both agree to stay on this planet to raise the boy until adulthood. From there, they can fully determine if they are indeed a genetic match. But deep down, something feels different. Something Nolan hasn't felt since his father died on Viltrum.
What?
As much as he doesn't want to admit it,
he's changed.
Conquest starts to have this feeling as well.
Kindquest.
The
Kindness.
only difference being Conquest hides it so much better in compared to Nolan.
Yeah.
Because in his eyes, Nolan was an open book to read.
What if Nolan and Conquest just started making out aggressively? Kiss me, Nolan.
He loved Debbie and he loved his son. And Conquest? Well,
what?
he has never felt more loved by people around him.
Aww.
To feel needed, to feel
Carl!
seen as a person. As an
I'm liking this. This is fire shit.
individual. Nolan offered if they prolonged the invasion just a little longer.
Yes.
And I quote, "I want you to be the boy's great uncle."
Ah! Whoa! That's so cool. I love fan fiction. That isn't Gooner bait. Or not bait. Oh god, no. That isn't Gooner shit.
Conquest has
heartbeat.
never
Skip the hearts.
had friends before,
Oh.
nor has another Viltrumite socialized with him this much. To be called an uncle by the
Damn.
first half Viltrumite? That struck something in Conquest's feelings, and it unlocked something that was buried under so much violence.
Love.
Conquest
Wait. Felt happy.
felt alive.
Ah!
The good kind.
God, man.
The loneliness was gone and the crippling depression was bearable. But why? Why would he feel this way about a planet filled with insects? Why would this
Insects? Fuck you. We look the exact same. But also, does Superman exist in an invincible universe? There's gotta be like superheroes that existed before Omni-Man.
backwater sorry excuse for a planet make him feel this way? I guess this planet has something really special to it. He just can't quite put his finger on it just yet.
Oh. This is great. You know, this is great. We do have something that Viltrumite doesn't have. Got a 2 large pizzas for $5 at Caesars. Got a Little Caesars. I know. That's what drilled him in.
The years go by and Mark grows up with his superhero father and his great uncle Connor, who has allegedly been a war hero this entire time. That's why he has this cool scar on his face.
Right.
They fight alongside the Guardians and
What would Conquest's suit even look like?
Conquest comes in to help Nolan to deal with bigger threats that him and the Immortal can't handle alone.
The Immortal.
Things are finally looking up for Conquest. He's found another purpose aside from, well, intergalactic conquest. He thinks Earth isn't that bad. But then...
Lucan? Krieg! It's Krieg! Oh, Mark gets his powers. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm calling it. I feel like Conquest are gonna beat the fuck out of Mark. Like how the Purge was, just to make sure he's not a pussy.
About time.
Oh, gosh. Uh-oh.
After a long day of work, Mark comes home and reveals to everyone that he finally has powers.
Oh, shit.
Nolan and quote-unquote Grunkle Conquest look at each other with a mix of worry, excitement, and fear.
Oh, God.
Are you sure?
Both of them would exclaim. And from there,
Oh.
the rest of the episodes would play out normally. Well, with some changes, of course.
Oh,
With
the Guardians of the Globe are so fucked. Oh, God. Oh, God. Or maybe in this iteration, Conquest folds faster than Nolan. So when Nolan goes to kill the Guardians, Carl, or I'm gonna call him Carl. Stop, Nolan. Stop.
The
I'm
roof
calling it, Cuddy.
scene having Nolan and Grunkle Conquest revealing that they're really from the planet Viltrumite.
Viltrumite. Or Viltrumite.
And how they help lesser developed planets, and training would be much more interactive. Every step of Mark's training, there will be a good cop and a bad cop dynamic. Nolan's methods would be more gentle, easing Mark into how to control his powers and mastering them, and learning from where his parents failed. And Grunkle Connor
Gonna beat his ass.
gives Mark a stern lesson on not everyone is going to hold back. It's going to be life or death out there, and they won't always be there to save his ass.
Talk that talk, Grunkle Carl!
As training goes on, mastering his powers with his dad and getting better at fighting with his Grunkle Connor, Mark scales significantly. He scales so much faster in comparison to the show and in the comics. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no.
He's training under the Broly of the verse. Mark catches up to his father's power, to the point where in some occasions Nolan would have to take the sparring seriously to see if his son was really getting stronger. But thought still lingered.
Uh-oh. Them Guardians is cooked, boy. Oh my
Burning
gosh.
in the back of his mind.
In the back of my mind, you know.
What would the Empire do to this planet? That night, as Nolan prepares to kill the Guardians,
Oh no! Carl!
assuming that he is there to help him,
No.
Connor states that he can't Nolan push through with this.
Whoa!
Shocked at what he heard come out of Conquest's mouth, he reminds him that their purpose is to prepare this planet for conquering. Isn't that what he's best at? He's
no.
Conquest,
No, he's Connor!
the Viltrumite's greatest weapon. Has he forgotten what his purpose was?
No.
Connor rebuts with he hasn't forgotten his purpose. He has simply found a new one. One worthy of fighting for. He tries to talk Nolan down from it, but it's too late.
No!
They engage in a massive fight where Conquest talks in between his punches like he does in the show, but this time
It's more
it's
sincere.
to convince Nolan that what they did here is for more than just the Viltrum Empire.
Save us,
they
Carl!
have found something that has been lost in the books of old.
Love!
Something that died with Argo. And deep down, Nolan knows what it is. And no matter how hard he tries to fight it, it will always be there. Because the humans have changed him. They've changed them, and he cannot deny that. As the fight goes on, Nolan notices that Conquest isn't fighting like he used to back on Viltrum.
Less ruthless.
He's planning his flight patterns. He's holding back, and he recognizes some of the landmarks way too late as they crash into the Guardians' headquarters. Before any of the Guardians can ask what's going on, Conquest yells at them to ask questions later and just help him restrain Omni-Man.
Good shit, Connor!
And,
They do.
similar to the comics,
Bitch! Fuck that groomer up, Cuddy!
eventually subdue Nolan and keep him in the underground facility where Conquest would have been throughout the majority of Season 3. Before Mark and Debbie would have the chance to talk to Nolan and ask him why he did what he was about to do, Conquest sits to say, coming clean about their original mission.
Oh, fuck.
Mark and Debbie
Are terrified.
would be in utter shock at what they have heard. Nolan, her husband, Mark's father, was a part of a race of aliens that only saw them as concubines.
Well, yes.
Conquest explains that that was a long time ago for human standards, but almost yesterday for them.
Oh, Jesus, you're not helping your case, dude.
But to him, Conquest is dead. And it's only Grunkle Connor now.
Yeah, Grunkle Connor!
He knows they won't be able to forgive him and Nolan for what they almost did and how they saw them. So, he hangs his head and returns.
I mean, you didn't do nothing, though, and you changed. Nolan, I could see them being more mad because he was going to do it, and the reason why he didn't is because Conquest, stopped him.
The cell that Nolan is in. But before he does, he's stopped by Mark and Debbie.
DBZ sound
Turned
effect.
around and is given a massive hug by Mark and his mother, stating that he sacrificed his life on Viltrum, abandoned his mission, and turned against his own race for a bunch of people he only met in a fraction of his lifetime, spoke louder than anything that he has ever done in the past.
Aww.
For all they care, Conquest died as soon as he made an impact on Earth. And for the first time in a long while, Conquest collapses into their arms.
He's crying!
And lets all of his emotions out. He calms himself down and wipes his face dry. And finally, the family walk in to see Nolan. This goes down about the same as it did in the comic panel, but instead of just Mark, Conquest
Debbie
is the one who talks to Nolan about majority of the stuff that Mark says about in the comics. The difference now here is when Alan comes to Earth to try and recruit Nolan and Conquest to help fight against the Viltrum Empire, Nolan says Conquest can't. It would be far too suspicious for both of the agents abandoning their post at the same time. And Conquest would fly back to Viltrum and report back to Thrag about their findings. Mark offers to go with Nolan, but is ultimately turned down. They need a Viltrumite on Earth in case Thrag sends anyone that isn't his uncle back. With his training, Mark would be able to single-handedly take on any Viltrumite that comes their way.
Well, okay. Just Drag shows up himself.
Alan and Nolan leave for the Coalition of Planets. And Conquest tells everyone that he loves them. And he's coming back.
Oh.
Trust him on this.
Conquest!
As he leaves Earth to report back to Viltrum.
Impact frame. That was fun. I like that. That was cool, dude. Hold on. That was fire as fuck, dude. This was awesome. Like, Carl Quest, he helped me when my tractor's tire popped. Man, didn't even need a jack. He just had crazy old man strength. Conquest, return to your mission. I'm sorry. I think you got the wrong guy. My name is Carl. If Conquest is into Earth, he'd defect. No, he'd stay loyal to Viltrum, or Empire. I am quite fond of Candy Crush Saga 2012. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, I love the fucking Invincible fandom, dog. The Bloody Mary? What the hell is this? Alright, but let's go around with today's. How long has this video been, bro? How long is this? 47 minutes, 48 minutes? But let's go around with today's video, bro. Love y'all, man. Peace. Bye.